Yep. That's right. That's what the music. That's what that note to the organ just sounded. The arrival of your man, Adolphus A.D. Moore. Yeah, that's right. I'm sitting high top, NRG Stadium, Houston Texans, Buffalo Bills, Thursday prime game, the solo game of the NFL. The start of the NFL week has gotten started. Texans come out on top, 23-19, and tell you what, not a surprise guess, but a damn good guess of a good friend, a good colleague, a good associate, George Radney, the community news, the editor, and I'm gonna bring him in, and we're gonna kick it around for a little bit. You know, it's still early in the morning, but we're gonna kick it around and just get his insight. Let me see. Add to see. There he is.
All right. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, AD. How you doing?
Good morning, George. What's going on, man? Let me get rid of something else. Well, I tell you what. There we go. There,
Mhm.
I'm gonna drop you right over. Uh,
Okay.
uh, yeah, please guess.
All right. Well, thanks for dropping me over them. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, there we go. Stretch you up a little bit. Uh, there we go, George.
Mhm.
Tell you what. Quickly, get a couple comments from you. This game. You know, the last couple of Thursday night contests have been a little bit. Let me say lackluster, to say the
Mhm.
least. But I think tonight, this is what Thursday night. And and I think you and I both have agreed to this and talked about this.
Mhm.
Teams plan to play on a short week, and here this is what the 12th week of the season, and
Yes.
both these teams played Sunday, and then the Bills had to get on the road, so they had one less day to get prepared, and now they had to come down here to Texas, and this is the second year in a row they've had to do this on Thursday night, by the way.
Mhm.
So your comments quickly, as I mentioned earlier, the score 23-19, and the contest was just as close as the score.
Absolutely. Every year the Bills find a way to lose down here. They haven't won since like 2005, and that was back with J.P. Lossman and Lee Evans lighting up the scoreboard down here in NRG Stadium back at that time. There probably was a different name on the stadium back then, but the Bills just found a way to lose again. Once again, the defense gives up a lot of yards, but for the uncanny reason, the Bills defense still keeps the team in the game and gives the offense a chance to win it. But the 8 sacks was just too much. What 8 sacks does is not only you lose yards, you get 8 sacks, so that means you're getting backed up more. But it forces the quarterback to release the ball early. He becomes jittery. It's a natural occasion. And Josh Allen was throwing that ball sometimes early, missing guys because the pressure was just too much for him to handle. And the offensive line just couldn't contain. The Bills players, Osiris Torrance was saying in the locker room, man, he could see why they're the number one defense in the National Football League. They're fast, they're quick, they're very physical, and they really come off the ball quickly. He was saying, he said those guys are very fast and very physical. So those two combinations together. Hey, the Bills guys, I tell you one thing, AD, they have a hell of a lot of respect for the Houston Texans defensive front. They they really do. All of them was talking about how tough
Well,
it was out there tonight.
George, and be quite candid with you. Like I say, it's a total team effort. It's offense, defense, and special teams. And defensively, they dropped the first three ball games. They sort of dug themselves a hole. But I mean, I think realistically, the Texans have defense from a defensive standpoint should probably only have maybe a couple of losses at this point. But be ye that as it may, it says on the front. This is in Houston, Texas. The name on the back, but it's the name on the front. It's the Houston Texans. It didn't say Houston Texans. The offense. It didn't keep score like that. It keeps score as the name of the team that's on the
Right.
front, and that's where they are. And here's one thing I got to give those guys credit for. Now, I've been in the locker room. I know it's been some sore moments, with games that they felt like that the defense has played well enough to win and
Hmm.
didn't. But you know what? They kept it inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
They kept it inside, and they had there. But you know what? They get up and they still supported one another. And the unique thing about it now is the fact that Davis Mills, as the backup quarterback now, is 3-0. And I know, and let's go ahead and just this dispel some of these. And it's already started. Who's going to be the starting quarterback? Well, C.J. Stroud is the starting quarterback, folks.
Oh yeah,
Period.
there's no doubt about that. I mean, this
Period.
guy's he missed a lot of
Period.
passes tonight, Davis Mills.
Yeah, period. End of story.
Hmm.
So so that's the situation as it stands. We have to take it for what it's worth.
Hmm.
In fact, let me see if I can't get Davis in here. Yeah, let me run this one. Couple things real quick, and then we'll move on. Let me see.
Your second touchdown in as many years. The first one a couple years ago in the north end zone. You get your second one now in the south end zone. Any more end zones you need to cover?
Listen, as many as God will allow me to touch. Like I said, it's another opportunity.
But then giving Jalen some more room for you to get him more looks, as the game progressed.
Yeah, I mean, I think the defense, as the flow of the game developed and as we kept playing, they were trying to keep a top on everything in the on the back end, so not really giving up a lot of deep shots. So we were trying to run the ball, bleed clocks, keep the lead, and then when we had opportunities to pass it, they were either on top of everything and they were bringing pressure, and I had to get the ball out quick. So. I mean, my eyes, every snap, I go through a very similar process where I'm down the middle, pre-snap, and then trying to confirm where those safeties are going and find my best matchups and my kind of spots I need to get to in my progression. So, I mean, they just, like I said, scheme-wise for a defense, they tried to help over top of Nico, which I think a lot of teams are going to do because when he's one-on-one, I think we have a good matchup on his side, pretty much versus anyone. So, I mean, we're going to get a lot of that, and it makes it fun because we have a lot of other guys who can go out there and make plays.
And hey, Red Man, and I think that's what the Texans done tonight, man. Nico Collins is a unique wide receiver unto himself, and
Hmm.
he's gonna demand that you pay attention to him. But yet, Christian Kirk touchdown tonight, but I think the thing that's surprising, I know he dropped a couple of balls first. I thought he probably should have gotten, but
Hmm.
Jaden Higgins is living up to the bill. And I think he made him pay tonight. I thought Schultz. I think again, this was a team effort tonight, and I
Hmm.
think good teams like the Buffalo Bills, teams that are strong, a conference leader, up in the conference leader, to one that's looking to go to the playoffs. This is how you measure yourself, and I think tonight that the Texans, played smart, and I think that they didn't hurt themselves because let's face it, Davis Mills' uniform is still just as clean as it was when the game started. Because what? No sacks. He
Hmm.
stood strong in the pocket and he wasn't touched tonight. But
No,
as opposed to what happened to Josh Allen, Josh Allen had there were 8 sacks on Josh tonight. So obviously Josh they did not allow Josh to get comfortable in the pocket at all.
no, no. He's jittery. Just trying. He bounced some balls to receivers. Some throws that he definitely would like to have back. But I'm just surprised with the coaching. With Joe Brady as offensive coordinator, you see that the offensive line is just having a bad night. Why wouldn't you roll him out to one side of the field just to give him a little extra time so he could look downfield, see if he could find somebody and get the ball to them? Because it wasn't working. There was no pocket tonight. He was in the pocket. There was no pocket, and for some reason they never changed it up and made it and changed the blocking at the line of scrimmage as well. They kept it the same, and they kept getting the same old results. And I tell you what, if it wasn't for that special teams play, the 97-yard kickoff return by Ray Davis, this game would have been a blowout. blowout. That one kind of the Bills, as soon as they answered the score of the Texans, and the Bills came right back with a kickoff, went 90 on a 97-yard kickoff return. I thought the Bills were going to be in business to get a chance to try to take the game over, but no, the defensive front of the Texans, man, it was just, you guys got a hell of a defensive team.
Yeah, I tell you what though. Now, but man, let the Bills from a ground standpoint. James Cook, I mean, he had over 100-yard rushing. Now he had the big run. I mean,
Yes.
so you take, but you still got to give credit. The Bills offense. I mean, they're an offense got to be has to be dealt with, and I
Hmm.
think between Cooks and Kahil Shakir, I think to me those guys was a thorn. They were a thorn in the Texans defense tonight. But you know what? Like I said, the Texans got enough on the defensive side to really like I said, kept Josh Allen slowed down and kept him and really just kept him rattled. They never allowed Josh to get comfortable. I think in the one play when they went first in like this first quarter, when I
Hmm.
think from the 30-yard line, George, when they went for it, they're like fourth and about an inch, and
Yes.
I'm sitting there going like, darn, they gonna go for it, but and
Hmm.
and and the thing about it, Josh Allen, and no, in the past I've seen how they done their quarterback sneaking, like almost not quite the tush push that
Right.
you see in the Eagles, but they fall, but Josh likes to go when the ball is snapped. Josh likes to go to his left. And
Right.
he did go to his left. But this time, instead of falling in behind the line of scrimmage, he dove over the top. So
Hmm.
all that whole 6 foot, what, 6'5", what is he, 6'6", 6'5"
Hmm.
frame of his just came over the top. They needed a less about a yard or less. And Josh just jumped over the top and really picked up 3 yards just diving over the top. So
Exactly.
hey, like I said, I'm going like, whoa, because in the past,
Hmm.
you can see Josh is learning, and you see how as a quarterback and his continuing development. Because in the past, he's sort of fallen right in behind the line of scrimmage. But
Hmm.
when the line caved down, when they sort of everybody went down like a rugby scrub, Josh came over the top, and I think he sort of surprised the Texans on that particular play.
Absolutely, absolutely. I knew that was a new play. First time I ever seen that play. It worked. The running game. Cook had 17 carries for 116 yards. He was averaging 6.8 yards a carry. If you averaging 6.8 yards a carry, why isn't he getting the ball more? And also, why is he throwing the ball? But you only gave him 3 targets in the passing game, and get him in space. Try to get him isolated on the linebacker and get him in space to get him the ball downfield. I think it was time to roll out. You could have sent Cook down the field one on one with isolate him on the linebacker, and boom, that would have helped out the receivers. He could have made a short catch and turned it into a long run. Because they were doing that most of the night with crisscrosses, and it just the creativity of a Joe Brady, the lack of creativity from Joe Brady is showing up this year, and it doesn't seem to be helping.
Well, you know what? Here's one thing, George, and I'm gonna get the comments from D'Amico about particularly on that hook and ladder play because
Hmm.
that one. You know what? I was starting to see visions of Tampa Bay. I was starting to see visions of the Denver Broncos. Because when they hit that hook and ladder play, I was just sitting there going like, "Uh oh, here we go again." But lo and
Hmm.
behold, the Texas defense stood their ground. But I want to bring the Coach Ryan in here, and then we gonna wrap it up because this. I know it's a little late, but I appreciate. Thanks for for one for coming in and wanting to stand over because I know we want to get in and get this
Address the
over with.
fact
Let me
that
get,
it
get
took
Coach
a hook
Ryan
and
in here
ladder
real quick
on that
about.
on that play, the big play, the break it. Obviously, y'all playing for everything, but that's something that you probably in the recess of your mind, y'all wasn't looking to expect to see a hook and ladder like at that moment.
Well, actually, they've ran it before, so it wasn't surprising, to the coaches. They've done that play before, in that situation. Just want to see us, get the guy down before he gets across the first down marker. So, great call by them. Great better execution by them. Really great play in that moment. And probably one of the only plays that could work at that particular time. So, hats off to those guys, the way, they called that play, and they got us. They made a play on us.
Can you address the fact that it took a hook and ladder on that play, the big play to break it? Obviously, y'all playing for everything.
Good comment.
Yeah, George. As we get ready to wrap it up, and I appreciate you holding over, man. Because like I said, it's wait a minute. Your body's probably still telling you on Eastern Standard Time,
Right.
but it's really Central Standard Time. But anyway, man. In closing, comments. What do you think? What does the Bills go from here? What?
Well, with 7-4 after 11 games, normally that's pretty decent. But for this team, it's not good enough. This is supposed to be a Super Bowl challenging team. They have a tough road ahead. They get the Steelers, go to the Steelers, then they go to New England. They come home to play Cincinnati, which probably have Joe Burrows back by then. Then they play. Then they get a tough one on the road at New England. Then come back for the Philadelphia Eagles at home. Bills got a tough schedule a gauntlet of teams down the road. I just don't see them now making the playoff. I don't see this team being a playoff team this year. They just
Really?
have too many injuries on the defensive front. The defensive side is just too banged up. They can't stop the run. They have trouble with the pass. For some reason, they were still in this game tonight. I mean, they actually had a chance. They were almost in the red zone. They were in the red zone at the end with 24 seconds left. I mean, it's amazing how this defense doesn't play well, but they don't totally break. They don't totally fall apart, but they keep the team in the game. Tonight, I'm just scratching my head how this game was so close. I think the kickoff was a big contributor to this game staying close. That kickoff return by Ray Davis. But I think the team got to go back, see if they can get some of these guys healthy or somewhat healthy, and just play out the game and really see what the Bills have with their talent for next year. Who are some of these guys they're going to bring back, and who on the defense? The defense, once again, it can't stop. It's last in the league against the run, and it's just not happening. They got to find a way to draft guys that can start. They don't have to be the best players in the world, but they got to be able to guys that can play, come in on defense, and contribute to the roster. You just haven't had guys drafted in the first 3 rounds that come right out and start for you. You got to go get retreads. I mean, the Bills didn't even all they do is go get retreads, and these guys are already injured, banged up. Joey Bosa, I'm shocked that he's still playing. He's still playing with a club on his hand. He's injured, but he's still playing. And these older guys, that's what they do. They get hurt. And they just it's hard to come back. That's another reason attribute to so many injuries. Matt Milano, he can't wrap nobody up. All he can do is hit you, but he can't wrap his arms around you because of his pec injury. He's been playing with a pec injury for several weeks now, and you can see it's not the Matt Milano of old. He can hit you, but he can't wrap you up. So it's just one of those seasons where you have too many injuries. And Josh Allen, hey, they got to come to a decision about the head coach and everything. You got to make a decision. This guy that had 8 years with Josh Allen, and really this AFC championships to show for it. No championship or AFC championships, and no Super Bowl. By now, this team should have been in the Super Bowl twice. But that's due to coaching errors, not Josh Allen error. Josh Allen did a good job. The team they put together should have been there the year of the 13-second game, and last year losing both times to the Chiefs, they should have made it to the Super Bowl by now. And now it's time to retool and bring in some younger players to surround Josh Allen with some young talent, and really on the defensive side more than the offense. The offense is working right now with Cook. Get you a deep threat, and you'll be good to go.
All right, hey, Joe Redman, I appreciate it. And again, the final score from NRG Stadium: the Houston Texans 23, Buffalo Bills 19. Folks, I appreciate George Radden for coming on. We getting ready to sign off. It's time. I don't know if it's time to go to bed or get up.
Well, guess what? If this game was played in Buffalo tonight, this is what time I normally get home, about 2:33 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. And
Oh,
so
okay.
it's almost on. I'm on my regular. If it was a Buffalo home game, and please do me a favor in this beautiful stadium with beautiful scoreboards, make sure to get the clock fixed for the last 2 minutes of the game. Come on, it shouldn't
Well,
be.
well, well, John, but they finally got the game clock. I mean, the game clock finally fixed, man. But you know what? I know it comes with the territory, man.
It's
But anyway,
always something. Always something
yeah,
when the Bills come down here to NRG Stadium. It's always something, man.
so true. Hey, man, appreciate it, man. We'll see you. We'll see you down the road. Okay. Thanks
All right.
again. All right.
Take care.
All right. All right, folks. That's your man, the Dolphins, A.D. Moore, getting ready to sign off. I'm going to go in and grab me a little shut eye and have to get up in the morning and signing off from top of NRG Stadium. Again, the final score: Houston Texans 23, the Buffalo Bills 19. Texans now 6-5. They got a little mini bye week, and then next week they get ready to have to face the Indianapolis Colts up in Indiana. So we'll see you, folks. In the meantime, ciao, peace, and I'm out.